know, I love listening to these guys give us lectures about debt and deficits. I inherited a $1 trillion deficit. We had a surplus, they turned it into a deficit, built in a structural deficit that extends for decades. And isn't that something? So we inherited a $1 trillion deficit. We signed $2 trillion of spending cuts into law. I laid out a detailed plan for a total of $4 trillion in deficit reduction. My opponent won't admit it, but even when you account for the steps we took to prevent a depression and jumpstart the economy, right? So you include the Recovery Act, all the stuff we did to help states like Maryland, make sure that they didn't have to lay folks off and put people back to work. Even if you take that into account, spending under my administration has grown more slowly than under any president in 60 years. So this notion that somehow we caused the deficits is just wrong. It's just not true. And anybody who looks at the math will tell you it's not true. And if they start trying to give you a bunch of facts and figures suggesting that it's true, what they're not telling you is that they baked all this stuff into the cake with those tax cuts and a prescription drug plan that they didn't pay for and the war. So all this stuff's baked in with all the interest payments for it. It's like somebody goes to a restaurant, orders a big steak dinner, martini, all that stuff, and then just as you're sitting down, they leave. And accuse you of running up the tab. That's what they do. I am not making this up. I mean, press, go back, check, take a look at the numbers.